Everyone, I'm in the wrong mode. There we go. Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful Sunday or whatever day it is in the part of the world where you are. Hopefully you can see and hear me. About half an hour ago, I was sitting watching a Catherine of Sky video, as I often do, and both our power and our internet went out, and I was like, oh, that. So, by the way, Tristan, I'm going to need you to give me the names in chat of all the people who voted for this puzzle, because I didn't copy it down. And it's a lot. Anyway, I hope Tristan heard me. But yes, new haircut, less hair. I decided to go with less rather than more this cut. But we'll see next cut exactly how it goes. But yes, all thanks to Tristan, one of his many talents. So we're up with this puzzle first by Niverio. So this is going to be a Cryptic Fillomino, which is terrifying. And so Niverio says it's a 3-star puzzle, but keep in mind it's a 3-star puzzle on LMD. And any puzzle on LMD that's a pencil puzzle, when you see the difficulty rating, you have to add 2.5 stars. Because you will remember, for example, what some of the 4-star pencil puzzles we've done on this channel have been like. So you should interpret that this puzzle is going to be 5.5 stars when you see that LMD rates it as 3 stars. So it's going to be a great puzzle, I am very confident, but it is not going to be a 3-star puzzle to any human on Earth, only to the people who solve pencil puzzles on LMD. And the reason for this, and this is going to sort of lead naturally into my next topic, the reason for this is that pencil puzzles are, and this is tragic to me, less popular than Sudoku puzzles. I think largely because there aren't a lot of people who do them. So I'd like to do more pencil puzzles around the stream, but that's going to require more pencil puzzles to do around the stream. And in particular, that's going to require more pencil puzzles to do around the stream that are in that beautiful zone between approachable and interesting, which is, I think, the zone that is most lacking in pencil puzzles. So if you want to just do pencil puzzles in a sort of like going to bed, want to do 10 Hayawake sorts of puzzles, then Puzzlink is an excellent source. It gives you a bunch of puzzles where the goal is to do them in about 3 minutes. And then if you want to do puzzles that are designed for, we'll say experts, there's plenty of them, and so those are ones, and we've featured many of them in this channel, and so we're talking about pencil puzzles by Magnus Josefsson and Jesper and others of that sort of type. And these are people who've been doing and setting pencil puzzles for a long time. And so those tend to be, so often on LMD, they won't be rated 5-star, but they will feel 5-star to anyone doing them. So all of this brings me to my setting challenge. So this is the next Zeta setting challenge. And so these are, I want everyone to think, who is interested, to think about this carefully and construct. And so here's what I want. I want a pencil puzzle, 3 stars, in a genre you've never set a pencil puzzle in before. So if you've never set a pencil puzzle before, that means you can set literally any genre. If you've set pencil puzzles before, I want you to sort of stretch yourself. And so I'm going for, again, that magical line between interesting and approachable. So we're looking at that. Okay. Do note, just minor rules clarification. If you make up your own pencil puzzle, that's fine. And as long as you make up a pencil puzzle genre that you have not made up before, then we're doing that. Okay. It must be a pencil puzzle. It cannot be a Sudoku. It cannot be a hybrid. There are pencil puzzles that are far enough away from Sudoku but still involve filling out Latin squares that I think there probably are. I probably don't want to say it can't be a Latin square puzzle, but it probably won't be a Latin square puzzle, I would say. But there are some pencil puzzles that are like either a Latin square or close to a Latin square. I think those are fine. But we're talking here pure pencil puzzle, not Sudoku stuff. So I'm looking for puzzles. Here's a good way to put it. When you submit a puzzle on LMD, the first question it asks you, I think literally before it asks you anything else, is your puzzle in essence a Sudoku? So for this challenge, I want only puzzles where the answer to that would be no. So that is that is a rough guide to where we're looking. So I look forward to seeing what all people come up with. We're as usual with the challenge. This is going to be it's going to be a while before we actually get to them, and then we'll do them all. It'll be fun. But that's not even the only thing we have coming up on the channel, because before we even get to do these, we also have coming up the 100th stream spectacular. So hard to believe, but we've been doing this long enough that the 100th stream is coming up in just a couple weeks. I have enlisted the help of the world's tallest cat to co-host that stream. So we will have much merriment. It's going to be on a Sunday, so it's going to be the same time as this stream, but it might be a bit longer. We'll see. And so if you have anything you want to submit for if you have anything you want to submit for us to do on the 100th stream for whatever reason, that is totally okay. So I would be happy to see. You can send it to Tristan if there's anything you want Tall Cat and I to have a look at on that day. Those can be Sudoku puzzles, of course, if you want. That is a-okay. J. Dyer asks if it's a hybrid of pencil puzzle genres, but the hybrid is new. That's okay, yeah. So to be clear, MathPesto said are hybrids okay? Hybrids are fine if it's a hybrid of two pencil puzzle genres. It just can't be a hybrid of a Sudoku and a pencil puzzle genre, was all I was trying to say. And that's not even all the news for today, because also next Saturday, I am being interviewed by the wonderful Meme Rister over on his channel. So we'll be sure to post lots of sort of links to this and notifications and all these sorts of things. But Meme Rister has this excellent series of interviewing famous setters of all various sorts. And so I am happy to be asked to do this. So I am going to greatly enjoy this, I'm sure. And so there will be over on Meme Rister's Discord a place if you have any questions that you want to ask me. There will be a place for you to put any of the questions that you would like. I don't think it's up there yet, but it probably will be soon. Meme Rister can say in chat. So any of that. And that's not even all of the announcements, because I also should mention that if you are a patron of Cracking the Cryptic, on their Patreon, they posted their solve of vignettes. And so vignettes is one of my favorite puzzles that I have set, despite a slightly consternating spot in the puzzle that upset me greatly. But other than that, and so they solve it, and I think it is a fantastic solve. And they beautifully don't even notice the ugly part that I have mentioned before. So it is a delightful solve to watch. So if you are on the Cracking the Cryptic Patreon, you can go over and see that. So I enjoy that quite a bit. Oops. All right. So I think we've now been through all of my announcements. I know that's a lot of announcements, but we have a heavy announcement day. So with that, we get to now dive into Niverio's puzzle. So here Niverio's puzzle was voted for. So every stream we start with the people who are patrons or YouTube supporters of this stream getting to vote for what puzzle they want to see. And so this puzzle was voted for by Woofer, Niverio, Nordy, Minddrive, who's Ken, Doomdiat, Luda, Josh, Russ, Jay, and Eric. Thank you all for your support. This is dedicated to you. This is a 12 votes for this puzzle. So that is, I think, tied for a record. I think 12 is the most we've ever had as far as supporters of the channel voting for a single puzzle. So congratulations to Niverio. Although I think, if I remember correctly, Tristan and I weren't sure. I don't know if we have this recorded anywhere. I think it is a tie with himself, because I think the previous time we got 12 votes for something, I think it was also a Niverio puzzle. So I'm excited to see this puzzle. And so now we get to look at the rules. So Memerister asks when the challenge ends. So as usual for my challenges, I'm going to give a few weeks. So I have not picked an exact end date yet. We will as it gets closer. But I wanted to give people who are slow to set, like me, plenty of time to percolate on the idea, and especially since I'm asking people to do something that might be outside of their comfort zone. I figured they might want more time rather than less to sort of play around with it. Also, I am hoping the poor people who set the gaps will participate, because I think the challenge is especially something if you've been setting gaps. And yes, even if you're voting for your own puzzle, your vote still counts. You are absolutely allowed to vote for your own puzzle. I mean, I presume you like your own puzzle and therefore would like to see it done. So that all works out. All right, so let us have a look at the rules of Cryptic Differences and so the title is Cryptic Differences number 1 ? So if I understand the rules, sorry, the title, I was going to move myself just enough so that you could see that the title was number 1 ? So if I understand the rules, that means that this is Cryptic Differences number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, or 19, or 10, but we have to determine that. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to figure that out by the time we're done the puzzle. So we have to do a Fillomino here. So here is a sample completed Fillomino. And so in the grid, we've divided everything into ominoes, including one monomino, do, 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 monomino, do, 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 do. And so these are ominoes. And notice the number inside an omino in a Fillomino puzzle is just the size of the Fillomino. Just the size of the omino that it is in. So in this case, this is a size 6 omino, and so there is a 6 in every cell. So Fillomino, very much not a sudoku genre, if you are noting that, because there's, for example, 3 5s in this row. And so note the ominoes have to be orthogonally connected. There's no diagonal edges or anything like that. And this, for this puzzle, the thing we get is we get difference clues. And so I've never done a puzzle where you get difference clues here, but what it's doing is it's looking at every border between ominoes in the row, and it's calculating the difference between 2 and 5 is 3, the difference between 5 and 6 is 1, and the difference between 6 and 2 is 4, and so on. And so in this column, you can see the difference between 2 and 5 is 3, between 5 and 1 is 4, between 1 and 3 is 2, and between 3 and 4 is 1. So we can sort of fill out all of this. And so, so if this was a sane puzzle, then we'd just be given sort of the outside clues, and then we'd have to figure out the inside. But that's not what's going on here at all, because the actual puzzle, as you may have seen, looks like this. And so this includes a couple of extra things. So one thing it includes is the question marks. So a question mark is a difference clue for a single-digit number that is unknown. And note the single-digit number can be 0, but not for these question marks. But for example, this question mark could be a 0 because this is a 10 clue, an 11 clue, or a 12 clue, or whatever. So this is I presume that this clue right here is the titular 1 question mark from the title, because the title was number 1 question mark, and here's our 1 question mark. Oh, sorry, I'm covering the part of the grid I'm pointing at. Sorry, there's a 1 question mark here. I'm not actually going to do the puzzle on the LMD page, but there's the 1 question mark I was alluding to. But there's also these A, B, C, blah, blah, blah letters floating around the grid. So those all stand for single digits. And in fact, actually, if you look over on the right, I might as well put it back here for purposes of this. If you look over on the right, you'll see we get all of the digits 0 through 9. They all have a letter because we're told every letter corresponds to something different. And then additionally, we have these ... cursed clues, which I think I first encountered in a Jesper puzzle. A letter has to be 0, Isabella. A letter has to be 0. Because there are 10 of them and they can't repeat. But for example, H can't be 0. Because if H was 0, that would be saying that I have 2 adjacent Fillominos that differ by 0, which would mean they're the same. And the one rule of Fillomino, which I realize now, I think I never actually said the one rule of Fillomino. The one rule of Fillomino is that 2 ominoes of the same size can't touch. So do note 2 ominoes of the same size cannot touch. So this H, this C, this A, this B, they can't be 0. So we might be able to write in 0 very quickly if we look at what digits can actually be 0. I'm not sure yet. Well, neither A nor B is 0, so I guarantee you it's not one of those. Let's see. Yes, so I'm going to take a guess that we're going to be able to figure out very quickly which letter is 0. So the ... dots represent any number of omitted clues. And so these cursed clues that I mention. And so this could be 0 clues, or could be more than 0 clues. It depends. Alrighty. So I think that's all the rules. And just by going over the rules, we have learned, I believe, that J is 0. Oh, my keypad's not on, I hope. Either that or it's out of battery, which would be bad. But I think Tristan charges it regularly, so I think it will not be out of battery. There we go. So how do I know J is 0? Well, it's because this clue tells me A is not 0, because that would mean I had 2 ominoes of the same size touching. This clue tells me B is not 0. This one tells me C is not 0. And then this tells me D is not 0, E is not 0, F's not 0, G is not 0, H is not 0, and I is not 0. And so we have this. Do you have a recommended bet cell from Niverio to place the betting tree, since we can place the original betting tree, the OG, if you will? So this is actually a good question. So chat suggests that this is a digit dance worthy moment, but I'm not sure because this digit doesn't go in the grid. Are we only supposed to dance for digits that go in the grid, or are we supposed to dance for any of these things? I do not know. But let's put in the betting tree while we debate what it is that we dance for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I got row 7, column 1. So this is the betting tree. So if you are new to the betting tree, you can at this point guess. You can at this point guess what this digit will end up being once we fill out the puzzle. And so this, as Niverio notes, you should be aware that this cell can be larger than 10. And so be sure that you keep that in mind when you are betting. So Nebu is betting 42, which is an ambitious guess, but it could be correct. Who knows? And so it seems as though the consensus from chat and from Zach is that we should get to do both a 0 dance and a dance for when we fill the first digit in the grid. So I will let Zach extemporaneize the 0 dance. Woo! Woohoo! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. He's not gotten to do many 0 dances before, if any. I think he's gotten to do 1 0 dance before. So that's still a work in progress. It was not part of his digit dance training. So yeah, so I think the point. So I think that I don't think the J is a meme. I think the J is to remind us that this question mark can be a 0 because in the final solution, this question mark is going to be a 0. And so my guess as to why